Texas is 7.5-point favorite going into Ames, but let me tell you something. You ain't want to go into Jack Trice, no way. Don't nobody like going into Jack Trice to play them Cyclones because them dudes know what they are doing. They know who they are. And when November comes around, they can jump up and bite you. Ask Brock Purdy about missing out on that 2-point conversion against Jalen Hurts in Oklahoma in November on the road, all right? They know who they are, and that's one of the things I love most about Matt Campbell. His football teams are going to be prepared to go in and fight. And once they figure out how they're going to fight, they go and execute. Against this Texas team, they got a shot because Texas still can't score in the red zone. No, explosive plays, great. Xavier Worthy's going to have them. So is Adonai Mitchell. So is Jatavion Sanders. It's going to happen, but if you can't score inside 25 and into the 20, you're going to have a hard time against an Iowa State defense run by John Haycock that is going to sit back and let you try to throw on them. That's difficult to do. Baker Mayfield couldn't do that in 2017. It's the same offense same defense that he was facing. But I'm also curious to see what are they going to do at tailback if they're Texas. Now, I think Texas fans will tell you that C.J. Baxter started out as RB1 this season. But with the loss of Jonathan Brooks to an ACL injury for the rest of the year, you're losing 1,100 yards on the ground and 10 TDs. And the guy that took the job from C.J. Baxter for good reason. Now, C.J. is still capable of absolutely tearing people up in the second level if he can get to the second level. But I'm going to be curious because I've said going into the season, it felt like the deepest running back room in the country with not just Jonathan Brooks and C.J. Baxter, but Keelan Robinson and Jaden Blue. We can keep going down the line here, but they're going to need help. And Quinn Ewers, the guy that we thought was going to be a Heisman candidate, has not looked much like a Heisman candidate. Now, I know he went out with a shoulder injury, but you get my point here. We're not talking about Quinn Ewers in the same breath that we're talking about Michael Penix Jr. or Bo Nix or even Kyle McCord at this point, right? Which is the guy that I would compare him to because they were at one point on campus together. And one of those dudes decided he didn't want to compete for the job at Ohio State and took his behind back to Austin, Texas, all right? That's where we're at with Texas. Now, Texas has been outstanding defensively. That's the edge I think they have that we don't give them enough credit for. They fly around. They make tackles. They got a great linebacker in Jalen Ford leading the charge over there, and they can absolutely stop the run. So if you're going to force Iowa State to throw the football down the field, you got a shot to go and take this from them in a really challenging road environment. But this is also huge for Iowa State because while Texas is trying to cruise into a Big 12 championship, Iowa State has a road to the Big 12 championship themselves. Check this out. If Iowa State wins out, they're probably going to get into the Big 12 championship because they had the tiebreaker against Oklahoma State, which didn't seem like a big deal September 30th, but it does now. Remaining games, though, are against Texas and at Kansas State. Those are not easy wins, so they'll absolutely have to go and get that. But if you are a fan of Oklahoma or Oklahoma State or even Kansas or Kansas State, you need to pull for Iowa State to go do this because Oklahoma is the only team with the tiebreaker win against Texas. But again, it could be carnage. Like I went through the tiebreaker rules once again, and there are all sorts of scenarios, but we're getting to the point where if some things go the way that I think they can go, we could have us a Friday Night Lights coin flip at an undisclosed truck stop location to decide who plays the Big 12 championship game. I would love that because I do this here show, because I love shows where we get to talk about chaos and have content. But I just don't think that's going to occur. I think that one way or another, somebody's going to lose just the way that they should or win the way that they should. And the Big 12 title is probably going to be between two teams that absolutely have shown they deserve to be there. That said, if Texas wins its conference championship and Alabama beats Georgia for its conference championship and Oregon beats Washington for its conference championship and Louisville beats Florida State for its conference championship, why do I think that we're going to end up with Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan in the college football playoff? Because that's probably what this committee is going to do. They've already demonstrated to you they love them some SEC. How and why else would you rank Missouri with 2 losses at number 9? Okay? You're looking for a reason to put Alabama above Texas. Any reason at all. You just can't do it because the head-to-head in Tuscaloosa absolutely matters. And we all know what you think about Georgia. Georgia doesn't lose to Tennessee this weekend. That's the thing, and that's where we need to go right now. If you like what you've seen, consider subscribing to the #1 college football show on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, or wherever you get your podcast.